Hello everyone, John Marshall, the DrillMaster. Got a video request, a video critique request from Fullerton Composite Squadron in California. So let's get into the first video here. All right, so the commander, the the you're just embellishing on the command. It's just post the colors. That's it. Commanders say post the colors. Nothing else. They don't identify where the color guard is from, anything like that. So, all right, color guard. Commander, why did you say fall in? You're already there. You're at attention. Actually, you're at angle port, and fantastic for being at angle port. That's great. You have a low ceiling there, so I get it. That's good. However, that's not the command. The command is forward march. You're ready to go. You've already gone to port, angle port. Your guards are ready. The bearers are ready. You're done. So lead guard here is not maintaining the tempo. Excuse me. As you come in, lead guard is a very special position in column formation. That individual sets the cadence, and that's the whole point of that. So lead guard has to maintain that tempo. Commander gave forward, march, forward, march, left, right, left. That's the tempo to come in. So after you came through this low clearance area, and again, I want to say, excellent job on going to angle port. That really works well. Just fantastic. But as soon as you clear that that low clearance area, you come out of it about 4 steps, then you come up to the port position, or even to carry. So if you're going to go to carry, then that lead guard would actually then go to right shoulder as she's marching in. So she'd wait about 4 steps beyond the right here, beyond the low clearance area. Start going to right shoulder. That signals the rest of the team, every left after that, then to start bringing their equipment up to carry. And you could have gone to carry here. Well, no, the lights, the string of lights there, maybe that would have gotten in the way. So probably remaining at port is a good thing. So you're carrying a flag that has the gold cord and tassels. Gold is not authorized for the U.S. military on any flags. And you're carrying a flag with an eagle, and that's not authorized either. So it looks like you might have, because of this other flag here, so you didn't know when to come back to the port position. So you've got the port position here. You're holding your staff. You're holding your staff. You've got your hand flared in front. Excuse my my wrap there. You've got your hand flared in front. Air Force standard, and that's fine. Although this flag here, this is the Coast Guard auxiliary flag. So you're not supposed to carry it, only because the CAP flag is not being carried. Now you can carry it as an additional flag, but you have to carry the Civil Air Patrol flag. That's the basic. Minimal color guard is 2 guards and the American flag. The basic or standard color guard, and these are my terms, you're not going to find them in the manual, so don't start griping that you can't find the terms basic or minimal or standard. It's in the manual. I'm just identifying it a little bit better than actually all three of the manuals identify it. So the standard color guard is going to have the service color. That's for active duty airmen. You're not airmen. You're going to carry your Civil Air Patrol flag or your squadron flag. You could even carry that. So that is the standard requirement, not necessarily the minimum. Remember, American flag you're carrying, and you got that. But the standard requirement is to carry the Civil Air Patrol flag, and then add this. And it looks like cord and tassels. Cord and tassels isn't authorized on the. You have the colors that are used here in the building. I'm just noticing the signal flags up here, and okay, so you're using the colors that are here in the building. Don't do that. And this is the reason why you're carrying so this is the correct size for this staff, for the length of staff, but you're carrying a staff that's not authorized. You've got, it looks like it's the gold colored aluminum staff with the eagle. So the staff and the eagle are not authorized. This staff over here looks like it's a brown staff, but I don't know what it looks like the finial is missing. Or, the finial, but the ferrule is right there, some kind of silver something. But a cord and tassels. So this is why I recommend never, ever carrying somebody else's colors. You have your squadron colors. You've got your equipment. You didn't pick up anybody else's rifles. You've got the rifles taken care of. You've got the sling mounted on there. Everything's good. Never carry somebody else's colors. Even if they say, oh, we want you to come in and we want you to post the colors. Don't do it. We want you to post our colors. Don't do it. Leave their colors where they are. You come in and do a show and go. You have unauthorized staffs. You've got the gold cord and tassels, and so whoever's the head of this, the organization, wherever this building is, the red, white, and blue twisted cord and tassels is supposed to be attached to the national, and then nothing should be on the this Coast Guard auxiliary flag. So no. Commander, you never, ever say anything to the audience. Ever. You give commands to your team. You don't say anything else. The commander here, it looks like to be in charge of this this ceremony, so I see you have stands here. Oh, you're gonna post the colors. Okay, so a speaker. There's a podium right here. Master of ceremonies, whoever that is, then could have said, "Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance," which is fine. Commander, you don't do that. Long ago, there was a Marine Corps color guard in San Diego, presented the colors downtown, and the commander of the color guard yelled at the audience, "Begin!" And they said the Pledge of Allegiance. But you don't do anything like that. All right, so we can see here that this is an ensign because of that white heading, the white header band. Let me show you. So it just so happens I have an interment flag here, and an interment flag is not it's not a color. This is a color right here. The American flag is a color. It has a staff sleeve where the pole fits into the sleeve, and then the flag is mounted on there. So this is, for using a nautical term, this is an ensign. It's an outside flag. With the grommet here, the outside flag, or the ensign, is attached to clasps on a halyard and then raised on a mast or a flagpole, whichever. And what you're doing here is, so CAP cadets, this isn't your fault. This is just bad decisions made here. But a flag mounted on an ensign mounted on a flagstaff isn't proper. So that might be all that this organization has. Fine, you just leave them elsewhere. You don't touch them. So, okay, not a cord and tassels. It's a word streamer for something. And it's quite long, actually. But I'd have to take another look at the guidance for streamers for the Navy, which and Coast Guard. Anyway, so you have the flag here that's mounted on a flagstaff. Shouldn't be carrying that. Shouldn't be carrying this anyway, since you don't have the CAP flag. So, and I see that you split well. That's good because of the stands there. So I get why you did split. That's fine. Seems kind of close, but then again, it was probably for the lights. The table here is so close to the two tables and the gentleman standing around. Oh, and lady. So anyway, you should not be saying a thing, Commander. Not a thing. You're in uniform. you're why you don't say anything. Anybody outside of the formation, they're gonna do that. They're gonna say the Pledge of Allegiance. That's fine. However, military colors do not dip to the Pledge of Allegiance. Rifles go to present, but military colors don't dip. Now, so this is just the Coast Guard auxiliary flag. But it's not just the Coast Guard auxiliary flag. It is an organizational color of the Coast Guard. It's a formal color that was made by the U.S. government, authorized by Congress. And so all military colors do not dip for the Pledge of Allegiance. They dip on very specific in specific instances. And that instance would be, in this case, if the national anthem was played or sung. On the first note, you're going to dip. Last note, you're going to bring it back up. But this, you're not going to dip at all. So we'll... Oh, I skipped too far ahead. Nope, you don't execute about face. A color guard, the whole color guard, and so don't do this, guys. Don't flare your hand like that. Relax your hand. You should have your hand just like that, not like that. You're killing your wrists. It looks awkward, but it's not the proper technique. You're not supposed to flare straight forward. At least you're wrapping your left hand. I'm really glad of that. I'm tired of seeing this stuff. This looks ridiculous. But also that's just not the right technique. There's a slight angle. You see the slight angle of the small of the stock. You should be following that more or less. But what your hand does is follow actually this angle coming out from the small of stock below it. All right, so about face, you're not going to do that. Not going to do that at all. Here, what you're going to do is the TL and step. It's a turnaround. It's a marching turnaround, which technically you can do, which is why the Air Force does that. So individuals and entire color guards do not execute about face or to the rear. So that... What are you doing? Everybody needs to be quiet. You haven't finished... The color guard hasn't finished posting the colors. What on earth are you doing? And guards, you shouldn't be at present. You should be at port. So you're saluting this way, which there's nothing out here to salute. And slamming the... I know you had a little bit of difficulty there, American flag bearer. Looked like you had some difficulty because you had the staff actually angled like this away from you. You were angling it like this and trying, not this extreme of an angle, but you were angling the top forward and trying to force the staff into the base there. And after I've presented the colors a million times. I've taught how to present the colors and post the colors a million times. And you just have to find that sometimes you don't have your hands working exactly the way they should, and you have a slight angle, but you put the ferrule, or in this case the staff, into the top of that opening, and then you just kind of work it around, not huge movement, but just a little bit here, and it just slides right in. Perfect. Don't slam. This is really unfortunate that you're giving the chaplain's giving an invocation while the colors are being posted. That's... How could you do that? So you just said colors, which was great, nice and clear, but you said you've got air in your mouth, but you're also kind of gravelly in your voice. You just, before posting the colors, you should have given part harms and then continue on. So when you posted, you didn't look up, it looks like, and you didn't nope, you never looked up. But do you hear the kind of in your voice? Part, nice and clear. Harms. So you're trying to give your command from your voice box here, and really it needs to come from the diaphragm muscle. 3, 4, step. Nice job. Okay, so let's go to the other. So, while we, the Air Force, salute indoors and uncovered, same like the Army, none of the other services do. But Cadet Commander, you did a fine job there. And since he was saluted, then he should return that salute. So, not a fault here, but just... Oh, all right. So apparently this was some sort of meeting for Coast Guard Auxiliary, quite possibly, for a unit somewhere. And it's great that the cadets came in and posted the colors. That's just awesome. However, there are some things that really need to be considered. And so going back to dipping the dipping the service colors there. Hey, I actually got it. So let me pause right here. I'm going to bring something up for you, some text. All right, so Air Force Instruction 34-1201, paragraph 222.8. The Air Force departmental flag is an organizational flag and is dipped while the national anthem, to the color, musical honors, and etc. I'm not going to read the whole thing for you, but here it is. This is when now I go to the Air Force. I could also bring it up in let's see here, Marine Corps Order 50-60, which I have right here. I could also bring it up in AR 840-10, which I have here, and I didn't bother to get these brought up, but that's where it is. Every single service has this requirement. It's not only for the departmental flag, it's for the organizational flag. And the Army and the Air Force, the Air Force took the wording from the Army. This right here, the Air Force departmental flag is an organizational flag. The Army departmental flag is an organizational flag. The other services, besides the Space Force, the other services, the sea services, don't use specifically that language, but there's some caveats in there as to why. So only organizational colors are carried by Marine Corps units, except a tiny handful that carry the Marine Corps color. You can tell by the scroll on the bottom there, the wording. The Navy is no different. The Coast Guard is no different. All of the organizational colors are not dipped unless right here all of these requirements are met. All of them. So military funeral honors, the commander of the organization or higher. So that's where we get here, right here. The departmental flag is also dipped when rendering honors to the Secretary of the Air Force, that's SECAF, and then CSAF, that's the Chief of Staff of the Air Force. So that's the commander of the unit, more or less. The commander of the Air Force, the Secretary of the Air Force. It's also dipped to cabinet members as well. They're authorized honors, and that, unfortunately, it's not written in here, but that's in a DoD directive. So you take that departmental flag is also dipped when rendering honors to the Chief of Staff of the Air Force, the unit commander. So then you can extrapolate that and apply it to then every other organizational flag. Just like junior ROTC flags are not just randomly dipped, although millions of cadets think that as soon as you call it, same with Civil Air Patrol, Sea Cadets, Young Marines, same with all cadets. They think just because the commander gives present arms, pop, the flag goes out. All the non-national flags that are being carried are popped out. Not the case. If they're military flags, they're not automatically just popped out at present. So there you go. That's the AFI for you on that. But as far as, I'll switch back to here. As far as that, the team did well. I really appreciate their efforts here. There's just a couple of things like the hands. You're all wearing the service cap. The chin strap here is way down on the brim. Should have been tightened. But you, sir, are looking down the entire time. While you're presenting the colors, especially while you're marching, your eyes are glued on the commander as you're marching. So few things that you really need to take into account here, especially carrying another service's flag. You're both auxiliaries and the CAP, Coast Guard Auxiliary, and that's cool. Working together, I really appreciate that very much. It's just that you have to understand the protocol for the organizational flag. All right, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm always here to answer. Thank you.